Yes, now it's perfect. Thank you very much. Efaristo. Yes, well, I'm happy to be here today, even though I unfortunately cannot be with you in Kozani. So to hold a presentation via the internet is always a little bit, I say, not my favorite thing to do, but I will try to do so. So I will talk to you about bioenergy communities as a contribution to the district heating network of Kozani, which points out also the aspects Dimitris and George gave before, that the easiest solution, natural gas, instead of a real green solution, is something based on wanting an easy solution. And biomass, pure biomass's contribution to a real green transformation that needs to let participate the people and to show people and its institutions that they do have a responsibility. And a responsibility does not always mean the easiest way to go, but the right way to go. Maybe we can go on with this next slide, please. So, for that reason, the European Commission has introduced in the Clean Energy for All Europeans package in 2019 the so-called system of energy communities, and there are already several thousands of them in all Europe with very different shapes. Each energy community looks different to another, but the principle is that different stakeholders, citizens, find themselves together to join forces and to invest together to ensure local energy supply by organizing the transition to green energy forms. And investment does not only mean money, because investment usually is associated with money or capital, but this is not so. It has much more aspects which can be reached by the form of energy communities. And this is, the targets there are not just green energy, the environment, which we see on the right side here, but it combines also social welfare. And a very important point is energy security. This is something we have learned in the past, that the fossil energy source is still available like a toxic drug, but it doesn't bring us energy security on the long run. Next slide, please. An energy community has, as I pointed out, economical, ecological, and social goals. And this really gives an opportunity to the citizens, especially also in Kozani, but also in many other places in Europe, to prevent landfilling of their bio-waste. As this kind of waste is kind of waste disposal causes a lot of unwanted CO2 and CH4 emissions, methane and carbon dioxide. And it's still not so much in the consciousness of the people that this is something bad. CO2, methane, we cannot see, we cannot smell, but it destroys our planet on the long run, or our living possibility. So we have to get rid of it, and bringing bio-waste onto landfill causes emissions there, or the treatment beforehand causes emissions by investing into fossil fuel burning, for example, to inert bio-waste before you bring it to landfills. But the energy community, therefore, is a concept. The concept is that it is attractive to the people because it brings profit. It supports their social responsibility, and of course, it reduces the carbon footprint. Okay, why an energy community for Kozani? Actually, the net zero network or city network did advise us to think about several energy communities for Kozani, wherever energy is concerned of. Here I speak especially about the bio part of an energy community for Kozani. As I pointed out, this, the thing is, what we need is in Kozani to use as many biomasses as possible, and therefore it would be helpful if the members who collect biomasses or collect or have or participate in a collection of biomasses should be involved, especially because it needs to be free of contaminations. Actually, a biogas facility, a biogas plant is nothing else than a zoological garden of bacteria, and you have to feed the bacteria so that they can produce the biogas, which you can then use to produce heat and electricity. And no animal, no bacteria likes plastics or other or metals or whatever waste is contaminated with. And also the technology in a biogas facility, like the mixer or things, or the piping system, doesn't like these residues because this causes also technical problems. That means you need to collect the biomasses free of contamination. And in Kozani this is possible, and if this would be done, then this would have a reduction impact by an impact on the environment by reducing the contamination of the air, by avoiding fossil energy forms, and I mean also natural gas, because this is, well, an unacceptable bridge technology. Say, we have to go away from natural gas later on, so why doing the work double if we can start to avoid it right away by the transition now? Then avoiding costs for getting rid of the waste and waste disposal. This is something Dimitris already pointed out, that we should valorize the waste, which is already there. And then getting more pure fractions to be used in the biogas plant. I pointed out this point. And the energy community has also the ability to raise, to get profit, which could be used to fight against energy poverty, a result of the questionnaire in Kozani, and for more energy efficiency. And on the picture here, actually, which you see here, we see the collected separate biomass fraction from households, which was collected by Diadema, and you see that people who are not informed, who don't have the knowledge, who don't have the waste literacy, they put biomasses into the right bin, but wrap them in plastic boxes, plastic bags, and so on. And it is too costly, and you don't have the people to separate this then afterwards. So this fraction, if you want to have it more pure to the use for the biomasses in a biogas plant, then you have to find new ways to let the people participate. And, I like very much what Diadema is already doing in Kozani. They already collect bio-waste, vegetable oil, in special, well, bottles. Well, I don't have another word for these yellow bottles. They don't look like bottles, but I tell them bottles. And this is a small bottle which you can then put in a defined bin, the red bin, and this enables you to collect really pure fractions. So technology for collection might be a solution, and I know that if Diadema would be a partner in an energy community, then they would find solutions to collect this in a good way. DEAC with wastewater, they have also the ability to purify the water, to have no contaminated water to provide, and also shops, restaurants, and industry. If they collect their waste, then it should be done in a way to secure that it is pure enough for the bio-waste, which could be used in a biogas plant. So in Greece, we have a situation that 5 institutional partners could form an energy community after the which can have the concept the European Union foresees for an energy community, and Zero Net Cities advised us that an energy community, which is in theory some citizens or several hundred citizens who find together to go for an energy community. This is a difficult approach because of a lack of know-how and so on. And they advised us to start with forerunners, and we think that in Kozani the forerunners would be a good idea, and so these forerunners should be organizations who could provide biomaterials, bio-waste to the biogas facility, because then the energy input is secured. This could be or should be DEAC with the wastewater, Diadema with bio-waste, other partners from Neutron, farmers, cooperatives, farmers of Western Macedonia, but also the municipality and citizens initiatives. As we have seen in Kozani, there's a Kozani Bio-Waste Club, for example, and when I was in Kozani, I could see that people use bins, so people are willing to use it. This is not everywhere the case in the world and in Europe. So therefore, an energy community in Kozani for a biogas facility, I'm very confident that they would that they could be successful. Well, as you know, for the law in Greece, the stakeholders of the members of an energy community can only get 10%, can get as an incentive 10% of the profit back. 90% of the profit are for the transition to a climate-free city, and the efforts of the stakeholders and the citizens in the energy community, because this is not only money intensive but also labor intensive. I speak also about people volunteering, or people separate better the waste, or people engage in really using the right collecting systems and to avoid wrong throwings and things like this. And this is all very behavior educating, difficult. Sorry to find the right words here, but it's really a challenge to get 28,000 households in Kozani do the right thing, at least most of them. And they should be rewarded by reinvesting the money into social shock absorbers, like energy poverty minimization, supporting people who are not able to go for the transition with their own means, and also, which is very important, supporting best practice examples for energy efficiency in order to reach energy security for all. The house you see here on this picture is a house in Kozani, where on the upper floor they insulated the walls. So people are doing it. It's possible with the houses in Kozani, and it is done. This is a best practice. If people see more that best practices work, and if they get the know-how how to do it, if an energy community would support them their technical ecological literacy, then more citizens will do this by themselves, and everybody who reduces his or her own energy consumption, supports all the other citizens, because then the energy input in the whole system can be reduced, which means that the share of renewable energy can be increased gradually. With the money also, you can the money from the energy, the profit or the surplus from the energy community, other renewable energy sources could be supported. Yeah, maybe for other heat input like heat pumps, electricity, PC, and so on, to decrease the carbon footprint. That could be also financed by the means coming out of this biogas facility, at least supporting people to invest. It doesn't have to be a total financing, but usually, and we have seen this in the city of Bonn here, for example, in the early days of solar panels, we gave 100 euros or D-Mark to the people, and even though it was uneconomical, people wanted to have this subsidy, and they bought PV panels. So little incentives would be enabled by these this output, this money, which could be used there. And also, and of course, best practice measures should be supported for replication, maybe also by taking new partners into account, like schools or universities. And if you look at all the different measures which would be necessary to take the population together with the others on the road to climate neutrality in district heating systems, you find a lot of indexes which you can analyze, and where you could give points and make a scheme how to measure how successful we were in Kozani. And these indexes, they are concerned, they are going on aspects like economy, the education, health, jobs and volunteer work. Also jobs is not only 13 jobs in a biogas facility, it's hundreds of jobs, it's hundreds of it's jobs for helping other communities, other municipalities later. It's jobs in collecting, it's jobs in helping to realize projects, their own projects, other projects. There's a lot of things in housing is another aspect, cultural and social integration, and environmental protection and sustainability. Well, this is the main thing, everything is always relying on. But let us look at one index. I took as an example here housing. Please, the next slide. Okay, example housing. So with changing over to renewable energy and using the concept of an energy community who makes this relatively free energy input into the system possible, then we talk about social inclusion, the availability of affordable space to live in. If I heard George, who says that the costs in the district heating system for thermal energy is much higher than for people who just use natural gas with their own boilers, then this is an aspect we really should look at. We should avoid energy poverty by avoidance of energy per households. This is a slightly different aspect to the first one. And sharing economy, if we talk about the input of local energy sources like biomasses who are there anyway, then we are speaking about securing heat delivery for all. And we can give points and a measuring system to see and to monitor how successful the transformation is. Okay. Yeah. Now you see conclusion. Next step. It means that you don't need to listen much longer to me anymore now. Actually, to realize the change in Kozani, I have to say that the city is already on the right track. Even with the reluctance George described, I have to see that Kozani already did a big change when the people changed over in 1993 to the district heating system. This was a big success, and I think that this is, I saw also that the bins in Kozani were used, the separation bins, very much. So I want to attest you a mentality which makes it possible to follow the right track and to manage the transition. And the concept of energy communities, and especially the Greek law way, or the way of the Greek law to do it with 5 institutional partners, is a good one. And I would really recommend this, to follow this. And the transformation process will also lead to many social, financial, and ecological benefits for the people living in Kozani. And so that we don't have to see at a landscape in 20 years, which is in the photo here, that Kozani can change this. And whenever I told someone in Greece, I'm working there with Neutron in Kozani, they say, oh, the ugliest city of Greece. Yeah, so I think you can overcome this. I think Kozani has potential to really overcome this, and I see this in the efforts we are tracking also in this workshop here today. And I want to say that that of course the existing stakeholders have business models of their own, like DEAC, like Diadema, but I'm very confident that also included in an energy community, they could also benefit from this process. And this is the last slide from my side. So thank you very much for listening to my part. And I'm sorry, it's always a little bit difficult to speak into a computer without seeing the audience. So that's it.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ludwig, for your contribution and for this deep dive into this aspect of Neutron concerning the bioenergy community. Dr. Volker Ludwig is, among other affiliations, the Director of International Affairs of the German Association for Waste Management.